Mr. Mulkey?
Yes, Your Honor. As to sentencing at this time, again, after conferencing with my client, he's well aware of the fact that he is looking at prison. He would like the opportunity, however, to continue his community control. He mentioned IOP at Lake Geauga as an option that he would like to try to do. He does have a child on the way, I believe within the next 14 days. He'd like to be there and support his child. He indicated to me that he would have gainful employment doing engineering work with his father, an information management company. He has partially completed several college degrees. Unfortunately, his addiction continues to rule his life and get in his way, and he'd like to do something about that. And again, that
No, he wouldn't.
Well,
he hasn't. This is the fifth time we're here on a violation. He hasn't done anything about it. He's been afforded a whole bunch of opportunities, and he's refused to do anything about it. So he doesn't want to do anything about it. He said as much that he doesn't want to do. He likes cocaine. He likes drinking, and he likes cocaine. And apparently he likes that more than being out in the world working or anything else.
Well, I know one thing that might be different this time that might change his perspective completely on this is the expectation of a newborn child. Sometimes being a parent, that does change somebody's perspective. They have another person now that they have to care for, and the self-centeredness that they have can sometimes, for lack of a better word, evaporate as they put their focus and energy into their children. So that might be something that has changed for him, Your Honor. Other than that, I don't have anything else for the court. I do ask that if the court does impose prison time, it imposes a reasonable amount of prison time, taking into account the amount of credit that he already has.
I mean, what's a reasonable amount in your eyes?
Well, probably no more than 9 months, Judge, of prison time for this case. I think that would give him an opportunity. He's
already got credit for 369 days. He's already done a year of time.
The hearing becomes serious almost immediately because there is no fight over the violations. By pleading guilty, the defendant gives up any chance to challenge the facts and shifts the entire battle toward punishment. That changes the courtroom dynamic completely.
What a waste of time. So why would I give him 9 months and he would be leaving today? Where's the penalty?
Well, I mean, the penalty is not the time that he's already served on the initial failure to comply charge and the OVI charge. I mean, I would defer to the court on any additional time, and certainly if the court wants to inquire my client, the court may do so. I don't know if Mr. Grabowski wants to address the court about any of this, but I've certainly apprised him of his ability to do so as the law allows. So, but other than that, I would just ask the court, if the court is imposing additional prison time, that it just be not to be overwhelming for the time that he has already served on his failure to comply. Judge, thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor. I know I've made a mistake again, and I've been an arrogant hothead and jackass, for lack of a better word, while I've been on probation. And I know I've said things I shouldn't have. And,
said what you shouldn't have?
Disrespectful things towards you when I first started probation.
I don't care about it. That phases me not one bit.
I know.
Okay, if that fazed me, okay, then I would have sent you to prison on the first violation.
I know.
Okay, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, well, I know I did that about the probation.
You see, here's what I give a shit about. Okay, you committed this offense by driving through this window, caused
correct
damage, then left. Okay, and so from going forward from there, the
yes.
plan was to try to get you to stop being such a pain in the ass to society, okay? By trying to get you, and I know your dad doesn't believe a word of this, okay? But anyway, so to try to, what has the cocaine done for you?
Nothing. It's got in my
nothing,
way.
okay? But you continue to say you like cocaine, so you're going to do cocaine.
No, I don't like it anymore. I just
you don't like
fall
what?
into bad habits.
Okay?
And it's
Yeah, but you don't want to change that habit.
No, I
you
keep
have as
it
much
on.
as said so time and time again.
Why would I
that you
waste
don't
my
wanna
time
change.
going all these
I don't
other-
know why. That's the question.
all this.
That's a frustration with you.
If I was going to keep using one I've been using the entire time I've been on probation, and now I've had all these periods of sobriety.
So then why do you use it?
When I get stressed out and overwhelmed and everything else, I go out to the bar on the weekend with a couple of friends, and I fall back into bad habits like a complete fool because I know damn well I shouldn't be doing it. You're absolutely right. I've wasted your time, my time, and everyone else in this room's time.
You haven't wasted my time. I'm here anyway. If it's not you, it's Flora Moore coming up in 10 minutes. It doesn't matter. Yeah, none of this affects me.
I understand.
Okay? You and to a great extent your father are under the impression that I don't like you. I don't even know you. Okay? I don't like you or dislike you. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? How old are you now? 23?
26. I was 22 when this started. Completely different person.
Okay, 26.
Foolish kid when this started. Grown up to a man that's having a child now.
You're 26. You're smart. Okay, you have the ability to work.
Correct.
And for whatever reason, you just piss it away because you want to, because you want to party with your buddies.
No,
Okay?
I know.
And when you party with your buddies, you end up in jail.
That's correct.
Now, you don't think you should be in jail, and your dad doesn't think you should be in jail because it's just drinking and cocaine. What's the big deal? You're not harming anybody. You're not a criminal. And it's just a little cocaine, just blowing off some steam. Okay? But it is a crime.
It is.
Okay? You've marked yourself as a criminal.
Unfortunately.
And the question is whether you ever want to change that.
I do.
Well, you
I
don't-
badly do. All I want to do is
You
leave
haven't
probation
demonstrated.
and get out of this town and out of this area of the state, if not the whole state. I want nothing to do with this area. I don't want to be here.
Why not?
I've lived all over this country, Your Honor. I don't like the people here. I don't like the way things are done. I think it's a skid mark, honestly.
A what?
A skid mark.
The judge immediately attacks the foundation of the defense's argument by focusing on patterns instead of promises. 5 violations carry far more weight than one emotional request for another chance, because courts measure credibility through behavior over time.
But I mean, the individual I purchased cocaine from has been on probation, and then he violated by getting caught selling cocaine and has gotten a bond out twice since I've been in jail. So why are we letting the guys who are selling stuff keep walking free? Well, I'm getting stuck because he's left on the street.
See,
to keep
this
selling
is
it.
exactly the
I'm
simple.
not excusing my behavior.
Well,
I
you
just
are
don't
excusing
understand.
your behavior by bringing that up.
Well, I don't understand it. It doesn't
don't
make sense. Aren't we trying to keep drugs off the street, but we're going to keep letting them out on bonds? But I got to sit here
Why are
Yes.
Why are you sitting here?
because I made a mistake. Because I'm a fool. I made a piss poor decision, error in judgment.
When were you here last time? March?
I don't recall.
Why do you think you sat until May 21st? Any idea?
10 weeks I didn't report. It didn't show up.
Right. So why 71 days? Do you have any idea?
No.
Because the time you disappeared is equal
Yeah.
to the time it took to come back here.
What I just said, yeah, the time I wasn't here for reporting. Yeah. But I figured as much by having me sit here.
You're like the king of grievance, you know that? You don't like the fact that you're in jail for using cocaine. You don't like the fact that other people have come and gone while you've been there because they're doing worse things than you in your estimation. And so that's where your mindset is.
They do have a tier system to felonies. It's not just a felony. It's felony 1, it's felony 2, it's felony 3. That would indicate that some are worse than others. But I understand your point.
But it's only cocaine, so what the hell's the difference? I mean, that guy sold it to you. He was just giving you what you wanted. What's the big deal? There's no victim there, right? Isn't that kind of how you see things?
No, it's definitely victims. Not just myself and ruining my life, but I'm affecting my families and my girlfriend and my future sons because I'm not going to be it. I understand the implications of my screw up. I do.
So how do you profess to ever get beyond using cocaine?
Need to ask for help. Stop being arrogant and boneheaded, thinking I can get away with it. Or that it's just cocaine, like you said. It's not. It's obviously much more than that. I mean, it's a crime, one, to have it. Two, there's, like you said, much more important things in my life than just going out and blowing off some steam.
All right. So if you tell me, you stayed sober for a periods of time, right? And then used again. Okay. So if I let you back out there, how are you going to avoid using again?
Ask more for more help. I'm going to do the therapy that I was supposed to do the first time I violated. And then I would like to start doing 5 AA meetings a week and just working more with my sponsor. And like Attorney Mulkey said, I would like to try and do IOP or some form like that. Go back to JTP, or not JTP, like Giaga. And then I know Cindy has mentioned attending Craig Berry's decision points class on Monday as well.
Okay. So this is your 5th violation.
Correct. I should have learned by now.
So do you think there's guys sitting over in the jail who maybe I sent to prison yesterday thinking, why am I going to prison? I only had 2 violations. This guy's had 5.
I'm sure.
Okay, so how's that fair
It's not.
to everybody else?
It's case by case basis. I mean, I've seen.
Well, there you go. It is a case by case basis.
Yeah.
So you're the last thing you should be concerned about is what somebody else who's on probation.
When the defendant finally speaks, he tries something different from making excuses. He openly criticizes his own behavior before anyone else can do it for him. That approach can sometimes reduce resistance because it shows self-awareness instead of denial.
The last thing you should be concerned about is whether they're still in or they're out, what they did or what they didn't do.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, you don't know everything.
No, I don't.
Okay? And I don't know everything.
No.
And your dad doesn't know everything. Okay? It seems rather stupid to me that you would end up in prison. It seems
Yeah.
so. And your attitude seems to be, I just want to get this over with so I can get on with things and get the hell out of town. Well, there's cocaine out of town.
I think there is. You're not wrong. It's everywhere. It's not like I'm not going to run into it at some point else in my life or some other town or anything like that. No, it's more I just want to get away from the people that I'm involved with or, I see out in public. Even if I just move a couple of towns over, being away from Willoughby and the temptation,
Change your environment.
I think it would help me. But again, I still have to make the effort not to choose to do drugs or drink. So, there's that too. I'm just as much to blame, or I am to blame for all my violations. I can't get mad at anybody else.
So you've got, I could send you right now for 36 months,
That's correct.
which means 2 more years.
That's correct.
Okay. So what? Tell me why I shouldn't do that.
I got no excuse.
What evidence have you given me that that's not a good idea?
I've maintained employment the entire time, but on probation. I have gotten a sponsor. I worked the steps. I completed NeoCap. Only gotten promotions after promotions in my career fields. I have a newborn son on the way.
Now, I don't believe your tears. I believe your mother's tears.
I know.
I don't believe yours, because you're a master bullshitter. You really are.
Sometimes I just,
Oh, I mean, that's kind of what you've done.
I don't want to miss my son's birth.
Yeah, well,
But something I'm going to have to live with, unfortunately. I made my choice. I screwed up. I knew it was over my head. I'm much rather.
so why, when you were over at probation on January 5th, why did you walk out the door?
Because I had drinks the night before dinner, and I didn't want to get arrested. And it was a stupid decision, but all I could think about was my kid and be there for him. I wanted to keep providing, and I didn't want to risk the chance of missing his birth. Even though obviously, if I just didn't drink, I wouldn't have had that issue. But I took the chance. Stupid. I know. And if I just turned myself in, then maybe I could have already been closer to getting home. But yeah, I panicked. I panicked.
Okay, so then you didn't show up when you were told to show up.
Correct.
So why did you continue to stay away?
Just like keep working, keep saving money.
A major turning point appears when the defendant starts comparing himself to people he believes committed worse crimes. That comparison instantly exposes a mindset judges often reject. Looking outward instead of inward suggests the focus remains on fairness to himself rather than responsibility for his own conduct.
Hopefully I could be there for his birth and have some better things set up for him, and then eventually come turn myself in and get this over with and see what
Well,
happens.
how did you end up turning yourself in?
I didn't, obviously. I was picked up by
Where were you
probation
picked up?
department. My house. It's not like I was hiding. I was just trying to last as long as I could and keep saving up money so my son would be taken care of.
So what's your son's mother's name?
Caitlin, Peffley.
Kaylin?
Caitlin, yes.
Caitlin?
Yes, sir.
So what's Caitlin doing nowadays?
I believe she's at home wrestling. She's 38 weeks pregnant, and her car's having an issue, so she wasn't able to make it. And she hasn't been able to drive because her epilepsy's been acting up, so she's been having more seizures. So it's not safe for her to operate a vehicle.
So you kind of stuck her with all the responsibility.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
It's not something she deserves.
How do you get along with her?
Quite well. I mean, we hang out 24 hours a day, almost every day. She's my best friend. I love her.
Do you love her more than cocaine?
Absolutely. I love my son more than anyone, too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't love cocaine. I don't want it any more part of my life. I don't care for it. It's just a bad habit that follows drinking, and I need to quit drinking too. All I want to do is change my life, keep growing. I've been doing that, climbing the ranks at work, and you know, I'm starting a family now. I just need to kick the rest of this stupid behavior and change my attitude and my thinking just a little bit more.
Well, why didn't you do the decision points back in December of 23.
December of 23. Did I do it or I didn't do it?
I don't know, I ordered you to do it.
Did you? I don't.
Did he do it? He did it.
Yeah.
Were you paying attention?
I think they included it in with one of my classes at NeoCap.
That's a whole separate. It's a whole separate thing.
Separate? Oh, okay. Oh.
So he went to all those things and completed it?
Your Honor, completed it while he was in jail
Okay. Spend some time.
with JTP waiting
That's,
for you.
that's what it was. Okay. Kind of meshed together there. It's been a couple years.
Did you get a license?
The judge now shifts from questioning addiction to questioning fairness. Instead of focusing only on this defendant, he introduces every other probationer who received fewer chances. That comparison raises a larger issue about consistency in sentencing.
Working on getting it. Finally not suspended after 4 years. It's one of my first priorities when I get home is to go pay those fines and take the test again since my other license is officially expired. So hopefully get it back in the next 60 days if I'm fortunate enough to be released anytime soon. Would greatly help me with lots of things in life.
Okay. I'm going to keep you on community control. $71 days, credit for 71. You're going to go to Lake Geauga, you're going to do an IOP and follow all the recommendations, 5 AAs a week and get a sponsor. You're going to redo the decision points program, get full employment, get a valid license, and pay the costs and fees. Now, I don't have the slightest expectation that you're going to comply with this stuff because that's what you've done in the past, okay? But, and I discount everything you just told me because I don't believe it because you've lied to me in the past.
That's
okay?
fair.
But, so what? Doesn't matter. You're either going to do this or you're not going to do this. Okay? Now, you're also going to be subject, because believe it or not, we know how this cocaine shit works, okay? And so you're going to be called in, and when you are called in to show up for a test, you're going to show up within 4 hours when you're called in. And if your phone is off, and I don't want to hear your complaint that you didn't get the message because I don't give a shit. You're going to show up 4 hours from being notified, or else you're going to be in violation. Okay. So, and if you don't like it, that's too bad. Okay, because you put yourself in that position. So
Absolutely.
now you go do whatever you want. And think of the guys over here that are going to be bitching. You got another chance. Okay? I mean, you put a lot of weight on what they think. Okay, and then feel.
The questioning becomes much more personal because the judge is searching for motivation stronger than fear of prison. The defendant explains why he skipped probation and avoided reporting, but every answer reveals the same pattern. Each decision was made to solve an immediate problem while creating a much larger one later. That short-term thinking is exactly what probation is designed to correct. The discussion about his pregnant girlfriend changes the emotional tone without becoming sentimental. Instead of treating fatherhood as a free pass, the judge frames it as another responsibility the defendant already failed to protect. The focus remains practical rather than emotional. A child on the way does not erase repeated violations. If anything, it raises the standard the defendant will now be expected to meet. The final round of questioning tests whether the defendant actually remembers and values the opportunities he has already received. When he struggles to recall previous court-ordered programs, it reinforces the judge's concern that treatment has become something to complete rather than something to embrace. Even so, the defendant begins giving answers that sound less defensive and more reflective. He acknowledges that drinking triggers the deeper problem and recognizes that changing habits requires more than avoiding one substance. Those admissions arrive late, but they show more insight than many of his earlier explanations. The court is left balancing two competing realities: a long record of broken trust against a defendant who finally appears capable of recognizing the thinking that repeatedly brought him back into the courtroom. The outcome shows that the judge chooses controlled risk over immediate incarceration, but it is anything but a clean slate. Community control continues under conditions that remove nearly every excuse for future failure. Strict testing deadlines, intensive treatment, support meetings, employment, licensing, and financial obligations create a structure where compliance can be measured with almost no ambiguity. The judge also makes one point unmistakably clear: trust has not been restored. The decision is based on opportunity, not belief. That distinction matters because the next violation would likely erase any remaining patience. The defendant walks out with freedom, but it is conditional in every sense. By the end of the hearing, the court has made the stakes painfully simple. The next chapter will be written entirely by his own choices.